He is a legend among men, and we're happy to have you here. How are you doing, Sip?
I'm fine. I've aged quite a bit since I was here last time.
It was just a few weeks ago.
I know. I'm not as old as Damon, but
We were here together just a few weeks ago.
right. How's everybody here?
We're doing all right. You were there in Bloomington. You
Yeah.
watched it happen. Coach said it was a surprise for him. Pretty much surprise for you?
Well, what do you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I saw your pick before the game. Yeah.
Yeah, 56-7. I don't
Yeah.
know if anybody predicted it. Yeah, I was shocked by what I saw. You know, it was one of those things when, you know, and I don't get too emotional, and I'm not supposed to in my role. But I had my head in my hands a couple times, you know, doing this.
Yeah.
I saw Damon doing that in the box. So yeah, no, it was.
He's right next to me.
I believe it.
We were right next. Yeah,
I could hear you.
you could.
I could hear him. Yeah.
So, you know, it was very surprising. I mean, the defense particularly, if you say what's the most surprising thing, that they gave up 56, how many yards in Indiana at halftime? 343?
Yeah, they were on pace to break the record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to go back to like Bud Wilkinson.
Yeah.
Well, you literally do, to 1956.
Right.
So that was the most shocking thing.
Sip, when I look at the offense, I want to get to the defense here in a little bit, but I think everyone wants to shoot arrows at Satterfield right now, and rightfully so. I'm frustrated with this play calling, just like everybody. But what can you call right now for him when you have struggled to run the ball? You have wide receivers who struggle to block on the perimeter.
Yeah, I think he could be more inventive in the run game, but it is a challenge when you know you're not getting much from your running backs, your offensive lines. Dame, I appreciate you defending. I think it's been so. You're not getting what you thought you'd get from your wideouts, so it becomes difficult to call plays. I always feel like I'm taken up for coaches, and in a sense, I am. I don't like the reactionary nature of these conversations. Sure. They're 5-2. They just lost. Now the offense has been trending downward for weeks, but some of it's personnel related. Now Satterfield did say today he could do better in the run game with how he approaches it. So I know, Michael, we've talked about it. I know your feelings, but I try to be the last guy to call for guys' heads.
Oh, he's got all the answers. Just ask.
Especially
I wish I
5-2.
did, because I would call him personally and help out. Pre-snap motion, bunch, there's a lot of little things you can do.
You can. I agree with that.
I like another option in the backfield to run the football too, because I don't defend the offensive line because I don't have any thoughts. I defend the offensive line because I coach defense, and if you don't run the ball with your quarterback out of shotgun run game, I could come up with something to slow you down. So I think you have to give them a fighting chance. But I say all that to say, how surprised were you? And if you went back and re-listened, I didn't get the sense Coach Rule was kind of woe is me, the sentiment of the losing mentality of here we go again, especially the second time I listened to it, because he did say that's part of life. You have to deal with it. You get that in Lincoln. What we have to do is, and then he filled in the blanks. Did that surprise you that he openly said that out loud?
No. I mean, not really. I mean, what he said, Damon. Now, I recognize the importance of the psychology of sport, but I hate it. I like what he said about, okay, just show up. If you're supposed to be in the B gap, be in the B gap. This doesn't have to be a big emotional play all the time.
Do your
It doesn't have to
job.
be this deep dive into the psychology of men.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just show up and do your damn job.
Yeah.
I wish it would come down to that a little bit more. And that's what he was. I like his message.
That's why I wanted him to play in the second half.
Yeah, I like that. I loved what he said about that. I loved what he said about not kicking the field goal at 28-7. Go for it. I mean, show the guys we're still playing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to try to win the game.
Yeah.
And it's good for Dylan. It's good for everybody. It's good for mentality.
The one thing that Nebraska hasn't been doing is turning the ball over. That creeps up in the Indiana game. That's a little scary. You got a freshman out there. Do you think that you play Harburg a little bit? I know you don't want to, again, mess with someone's mentality or confidence, but do you play Harburg?
Yeah, I'm definitely more open to that conversation than I was 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because it's evolved. Yeah, I mean, when they were playing Colorado and scoring 28 and it looked good and you figured they had a good plan. I didn't like any disruption. Now they might need a spark, but it's sort of a complex discussion, right? Now teams have figured out Nebraska a little bit without the quarterback run game. Don't you just man them up?
Yeah,
Blitz them a lot, man them up.
Or
is that what you do?
They're seeing a lot of quarters and two too, where you use flat defenders to defend the edge. But the thing about it is safeties can just get down into the box because they're playing 11 on 10.
Right.
So again, I don't defend the offensive line because they're my favorite guys. I defend the offensive line because if your running back is responsible for a free defender, you have to run almost every play perfectly, and that's just not going to happen.
No, it's not.
It's just not going to happen at this level.
Yeah. Jake?
Yeah, sticking with the offense and Raiola, we've seen get off to such a great start. Obviously regressed a little bit. And I was wondering, I think it's trying to be a little too perfect. Get off to such a good start, get to the bye week.
Yeah.
You have that similar sentiment with him just trying to do too much within this offense?
Yes. What I've been looking for from Dylan Moore is a little more urgency, a little more. It's going to get tougher in the Big Ten. It's going to speed up. Can you get to a spot where you can set your feet and go? I mean, I just like to see him. It sounds kind of funny. I'd like to see him act a little more rattled. He's very smooth. It looks like he's always kind of in third gear. I'd just like to see him ramp it up a little bit. It's not really his style. I heard Urban Meyer actually talked to the media on Friday, and he said a variation of what I'm saying. He said the thing he's got to do more of is show, when he gets pressed, to move, get your feet set and throw. Let it roll. And I don't know, I think he gets sped up a little bit and he doesn't speed up. He should speed up a little. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I do. I wonder what would happen if we talked openly about being a little more free to make mistakes.
Yep.
So because to build on what Jay said about having to be perfect, what I think happens is it's been so ingrained to take care of the football, don't turn the ball over. And all that's true, right? And he knows that he is an extension of that. So I don't think he likes to just let it rip. If we just would say, hey, listen, you know what? You have to take some chances. You've got to throw guys open. You do you. We got your back. I think he would. What I think we see is, hey, be careful. Everything hinges on, the outcome of this particular thing because our psyche is this. I think he's responding. So if you free him up to just go play, I think he'll just go play.
And how much of this whole discussion is the fact that they rank 99th nationally in rushing, that they rank 14th in the Big Ten, that they against Indiana, they ran 19, the running backs ran 19 times for 40 yards. Damon, I covered your era. That would be an incredible occurrence if Nebraska ran 19 times for 40 yards in a game.
So what do we think? Because I think from a pass pro standpoint, they've been really good.
You had plenty of time. You had plenty of time.
You'd make the case,
Definitely
right,
pass pro.
that it's much more difficult to pass pro than it is to run block.
Oh, totally, 100%.
Okay, so if I'm capable of pass proing, and there's all these good rushers that they're playing against, I should be able to run the football. It's not necessarily just running backs in O-line. You have to give your guys a chance by scheming things up that allow us to play more downhill and give us another viable running option in the box. Otherwise, I'm just going to play the box.
So we do have to talk about, before we go, special teams. It wasn't catastrophic, but 20-yard return on a punt return, still hasn't had a perfect game yet on special teams. Thoughts on that?
About got one blocked again, which so you had a bad snap.
You
plus
couldn't
a 20-yard
field a
return.
kickoff right either.
But
And you had those two plays.
Yeah, and you had a catastrophic play, which Rule has talked about. We can't have the catastrophic play. What happens, first kickoff, Indiana's first kickoff, catastrophic. That's catastrophic. Catch the ball at the one and stumble out. Now, I don't know. Do I put that on Ed Foley?
Players have to make plays.
Close call on that. You got to teach your kids that situation, what you do, stick a leg out of bounds and catch it, and you get it to 35. Now, I don't know, maybe he is taught that. It's very possible. So, yeah, I mean, the special teams, again, wasn't a total disaster. That's the best I can say.
Yeah, what about the end of the season? Well, the last 5 games, your feel?
Well, I mean, I think that this game, you just do what you can, cut loose.
Yep.
Just let it roll. Let it roll. Then come back and get ready for a bunch of brawls, starting with UCLA. And that's what the season is to me. Cut loose at Ohio State, do what you can. Don't worry, just go let it go. And then come back and get ready for UCLA. And there'll just be a series of brawls to get to bowl eligibility.